All right, people. A lot of people are still in doubt as to, even me. People called me from abroad asking me whether it is true or not. I say, well, so far, it is true. Until something else gives. But by this time, it's already more than 24 hours we learned of the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu. And people are already coming to terms with the reality that it is true. Although there is disbelief by a lot of people, like, how possible? No, like, how is it that Nnamdi Kanu will be picked like foul like that? But it's also shocking. While some people disbelieve it, many others are in shock that why do that? Some said, well, it happened in the UK, Nnamdi Kanu is in the UK, so why would you go and just pick him like that? Others are like, we are shocked that you even do that, UK will even allow you to do that. At the same time, more are happy. People in Nigeria, most of these agitations are fueled from Nigerians abroad who have been exposed, who know how things should work, but it's not happening in Nigeria. People who know how things are supposed to be, ought to be, and ought not to be. But the reality is the ought not to be. But the people who know how it ought to be are not domiciled in the country as we speak. They are abroad. But they are you know what they call rub-off effect is happening. Like, if you accompany your uncle to the airport, international airport, by the time you're coming back, your discussion between Lagos and the airport, the way your uncle is portraying things to you, you begin to see, oh, you mean life is supposed to be like this? At the same time, when your uncle gets abroad and he begins to send you a picture of things the way they are, you also start like, oh, you mean this country is supposed to be like this? Now, more people are abroad, either by virtue of being in exile or by virtue of whatever the situation or circumstance that pushed them to go abroad, to whether in search of greener pasture, which is another reason more people have left Nigeria. Consequently, with the way we heard that somebody could be abroad under either asylum or other necessary things, how could they just pick him like that and then just come and dump him in the court in handcuffs? Is it the same Nnamdi Kanu we all know that is always roaring on the internet? The person who told us already he was coming back to burn down the zoo. Is this the second coming? Is this the format he wanted to come? Or was he just captured before he does what he had planned? So disbelief, shock, trailed Nnamdi Kanu's arrests and its rearrangement. It was too sudden for a lot of people. Now, importantly, I move to the next paper. I have only 3 because I want to make this a very short broadcast so that we can just start discussing from here. Now, our federal government used Interpol to extradite Kanu. Now, we started hearing different versions yesterday. A lot of people called me from abroad asking if it was true and how he was caught. And I'm like, sorry. The fact is, it was arraigned in court yesterday. That's all I know. So far, as of yesterday, then we started digging into where was he picked. Apparently, it wasn't in the UK. Now, if you look at the other part of this story, why I jumped bail, then the federal government is saying he will face fresh charges in addition to the one he was facing before he left the country. Now, ACF Ohanaeze worldwide are saying they welcome the rearrest. Now, they say IPOB leader is to remain in DSS custody till July 26, according to the court. Gentlemen and ladies, we are coming somewhere with this story. Let me quickly go to the last one for today. This is This Day, and it's saying something. NNPC to borrow $3.8 billion to acquire Dangote refinery shares, blah, 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 blah. So, petrol price increase in next 2 months, blah, blah, blah. They are just postponing evil days. We know all those ones. They have been borrowing no be today. Okay. But the main story on this day front page also is Nnamdi Kanu now dot in a circle. Now, details eventually emerged. He was arrested in Addis Ababa and remanded. And then he told court why he fled, which is where I'm going to. Now, for this day to say Nnamdi Kanu is truly now confirmed to be a dot in, like if they want to pick you, it not take them much. That is what they are simply trying to say. But if they are just looking at you because you don't really matter for now, we have been saying it for a long time. Okay. But Nnamdi Kanu is also a force. Otherwise, why use all such international networks to trap somebody down? Because they have been at it for a long time and we knew. They are stretching tentacles across the Interpols to make sure that they fetch Nnamdi Kanu and extradite him back to Nigeria to come and face the trial it was going. But then, that's not where I'm going. Where we are going is this. Why did he have to leave the country? It came on his own by his own volition to come and cheer his own people, to come and lead his own people who are agitated, who are asking that the country was ripe enough to stand on its own. Because especially that the current regime, as we are all witnessing it, is not only nepotismal, making all appointments to be lopsided only across the north and his own kinsmen. That is Buhari. But also that is making other members of the country feel like they are not part of this country. It dismembered everybody else. Even to some extent, the Tinubu hegemony from the southwest was also feeling part until suddenly they started removing his strongholds from the federal power or federal equation. The FIRS man, Fowler, was removed all of a sudden. You also remember how some of the things the vice president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, was doing, they also began to leave his office. Like, they started stripping him of those things they initially left for his office. They started removing them. They started changing every position and putting northerners there to make it look like the federation is headed by just the north. And other parts of the country were feeling like they are not part of this union. If this is a union or a federation, federation has constituent parts, and no part is slave to the other. No one part is more Nigerian or more citizen or patriotic than the other. Consequently, if you are making other members feel like they are not part of this union, you are giving them reason to want to say, okay, stay your own. Let us form our own nation and continue our lives. Which is exactly what started this, what reignited this agitation after it was already almost laid to rest since 1966. Now, why did Nnamdi Kanu have to run away from Nigeria? It started with what you call Python dance. Then they started aiming his home, shooting sporadically, according to the reports that the army has not denied. And the federal government has till now not denied. shooting sporadically into somebody's home, knowing that he's an important figure leading an agitation, not looking even into the environment, but you started like as if it was a massive wide action until you started narrowing down to his house, facing only his house. We learned that 28 people were killed for Nnamdi Kanu to be able to escape. Now, it was a provocative, like you went to his residence to provoke him to leave, or like kill him or he runs away. Either of the two. At that moment, you only left him with two options: get killed or flight. They call it fright or flight. In law, you frightened him that at that moment he felt so jittery, anything could happen. So you aimed on him, aimed at him, started shooting sporadically, making frantic effort that you came with a mission. At that moment, there was a flag, a red alert on his head. Like, these people came to either kill me, they're already killing people that surround me. They either came to kill me, or if I have my means, escape. He took the other option, which was to escape. And then we are all here, saying, whatever thing he then became after he escaped, to start saying, no, we have to start organizing our boys, was caused by the Nigerian government. It was caused by the Nigerian government because you left him no option. You left Nnamdi Kanu no option. That he saw fright or that he had to take flight for his life. And the moment he escaped, the man became dangerous. Like, man, I saw death face to face. This is no longer a joke. So we have to go all out. He has to go all out. Yes, the idea of engaging in armed struggle, I don't support. Now, harming boys to start facing, burning, security agents, facilities and all that, I don't also support. But at the same time, we also know that the security agencies have also not been fair in their conduct. You incite whatever Nnamdi Kanu became today, federal government incited it. You remember the NSAS campaign that resulted in massive protests? How long had Nigerians been shouting that please stop SARS from harassing people? What did you say? Stop harassing Nigerians. What did Nigerian government say? Instead, they empowered SARS the more to continue to torment Nigerians until Nigerians rose spontaneously to say, we can no longer continue to take this. It is a big ride on us. That was what led to NSAS. NSAS was not by anybody. It was by Nigerian government. You pushed Nigerians to the wall and they returned. The same thing you did to Nnamdi Kanu, you pushed him to the wall. You pushed Nnamdi Kanu to the wall to make him become dangerous. You made Nnamdi Kanu become dangerous. What happened to fair process of trial? What happened to fair process of trial? I was in court when they brought guns to come and face Showore in court. Somebody that just got bail just last night and he came back the next morning for continuation of hearing and he came to court again to abduct him. Not just to abduct him, facing him with gun. Even the judge had to run away. The judge fled. The judge who restricted Showore in Abuja was not able to stay in court that day. The person where they remand, where they put person for city arrest, no fit stay. How is that fair now? We are all asking for fair process. Let justice not just be done, but be seen to be done. Let everybody confirm that, okay, justice was done in this case. How do we confirm that justice is done? In the case of Nnamdi Kanu, How do we confirm that you are doing justice? You sent military to go and attack him. You gave him bail under hard conditions. He managed to secure the bail to meet the conditions. Less than how many days after, you sent war to his house. And then you expect that the same person who is seeing the way you are treating terrorists should take you lightly, should believe that there's justice and fairness in the country or in the court that you are taking him to. No, now. You can't believe that there's justice in such a court. Even Showore that is still saying we know there's no justice here, but let us show the world. He's only trying. It's not easy. Somebody came out to be asking that pay worker salary, increase their pay now. You are suffering people. There's increasing, and he called his protest revolution now. Oton is still in Abuja till today since 2019. August 2019. This is June. June has ended today. We are almost in another August 2021, 2 years after. He has not seen his family. He has not been able to leave Abuja. We are talking about there must be fairness in this country, even in judicial trial processes, so that people start having confidence in court again. People don't want to listen to court again. Even when people go to court, they say we just did it just so that the public will know. People don't really want to follow court through anymore. We learned only this last night till this morning that many EFCC cases are going to restart again. Imagine, since 2017, many EFCC cases will restart again just now. I don't understand. That's the problem we have. Federal government is a problem we have in this country. And until all of us are ready to face our leadership and say, stop injustices, we are not going anywhere. Stop injustice, that's what we are asking for. So that it is easy to spot a criminal from a freedom fighter. You are making it difficult. Federal government is making it difficult to identify or to differentiate or discriminate a freedom fighter from a common criminal. It's making it difficult. There are so many cases in Nigeria today that people are want to comparing. They are now comparable. They want to compare the case of a kidnapper, a killer, and all that with those of freedom fighters. All for one reason. All for one reason. And the reason is you are lumping things up. Let it be easy for people to differentiate. You don't go after people who are not harmed. Showore is an example. And we need to start making points clear. Somebody fighting for his people's freedom, liberation, and liberty, or asking for self-determination, you treat him as a criminal, you declare him a terrorist. But the people who are going into people's farmlands and killing them, you call them, you say, no, let's not call them. It took time before you even admitted that we should start using the word bandit. It took time. Serious consultations. Money don't flow to convince people to begin, for media to start using the word bandits. No, what is terrorism other than going into people's abode, abducting them, killing them, raping their wives? No, what? I don't know. It took time. And you want people to have sense of justice in the same country, it will not work now. The reason we are having disaffection more than ever before is because of this bad leadership. No two things. Bad leadership is the reason we are all here. And we must begin to take the leadership, engage with them. Say, no, we are not taking this. The more the number, the more they listen. But the lesser the number, the more we divide ourselves and say, my problem is, I saved one outside guy this morning in Ota. I saved one outside guy. They almost lynched him. Yeah, outside our problem. Aboki, you must go. You must break this country. Yeah. I stepped in. They were drinking shekpe roadside. But no. This guy is not your problem. The road is bad. It's not your problem. There's no electricity. This poor outside guy is not your problem. Some of them understood with me, and we divided the camp into two. After more than 30 minutes heated arguments, we started winning some of them to our side. It took time. But we will get there. I mean, locally, Ota, this morning. When are we going to start becoming wise? When do we start opening our eyes and brains to learn? Our leaders are our problems. It's not the neighbor of another tribe or of another religion. That's not my problem. Our leaders are our problems. And we must start facing it square and round. So we must stop this nonsense. You cannot be protecting so-called Fulani terrorists and bandits and be going after people who are only asking to protect their own people. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. At any rate, I selected 3 random papers out of many I got today, and I decided to speak to the main headline on most of them. Gentlemen and ladies, orientation, reorientation is what we need the most. We really don't need to engage in armed struggle or battle. Let me start allowing the comments. I've been seeing many comments, people attacking themselves and fighting and all that. Let me start allowing them so I can respond to some of them before I leave. Now, our problem collectively is that we have people who don't care about all of us. If you like, kill your next door neighbor who is a Muslim because you are Christian, or your next door neighbor who is a Fulani, or no. We heard that most Fulanis now have been indoctrinated from where they are imported from. But Hausa, all because it came from the north. Funny enough, the Hausa guy I rescued today had other brothers. You won't believe it. They were Yorubas riding bike, taking people from markets to Obasanjo to Fongo. They all came together the moment they saw I was rescuing him. And they were saying, Emi no Hausa nemi. I shock. I don't know say those guys be Hausa. They say my name na Salisu. Yoruba. Yeah. They say my papa na Hausa, my mama na Yoruba. For Otaye. They say my papa na Hausa, Salisu, my mama na Yoruba. Say, but I feel claim any of the two. And the guy has been living here for as long as Otidomolu, but you no go know say na Hausa. You can't speak Hausa to that guy we are rescuing. So everything happened. I don't believe him. Ojala, as in they give him tribal mark, Yoruba mark, but you no go know say na Hausa. And that guy is not our problem. It's not the cause of the problems, unemployment, bad road, insecurity, blah, blah, blah. Now only argument they get. Kí ló ń ṣe wá now? Kí ló ń ṣe wá now? Let us start putting all our energies into the right thing. Our leaders are our problems, not your next door neighbor because of his tribe or religion. That's not our problem. It's not my problem. Recently that I started going to Ota. Ota is worse than anywhere I've ever been in the last 16 years. But guess what? Obasanjo is not a Fulani man. He was not only head of state doing the military, he was also civilian president of Nigeria for 8 years, since 1999 to 2007. You are not getting me. But look at he was flying helicopter above the heads of people to go into his farm for the whole 8 years he was president. He did not fix that road. And you want me to be fighting my neighbor because of his tribe? You want me to fight my neighbor because of his religion? Poor me versus poor neighbor because of tribe or religion. But Obasanjo is not fighting Atiku. I don't understand. Obasanjo is not fighting Atiku. The rich, despite their religion and tribe, they don't fight. They resolve their issues. They control what happens to us. So now poor Yoruba versus poor Igbo versus poor Hausa, now you go to kill ourselves. Because I don't understand. Now it don't happen, it don't happen. It don't happen, it don't happen. The thing be say, Nnamdi Kanu wey dey catch so. Wetin did they accuse him for? Whether you call it treasonable felony, secession, it's called self-determination. And it's not a crime. Yeah, it's not a crime. Let us all come together now. See, especially those of you who are shouting Sunday Igboho, Oduduwa Nation. If they pick Sunday Igboho tomorrow, the same comments I've been reading since yesterday is what I will also read. Biafra continues. Biafra is a movement. It's not in Nnamdi Kanu. They don't disown them small. The people we in the fight for don't disown them. Instead of saying, no, we will not take it, we must, they don't change tone. You see, Nigerians, I don't understand. It's people that are supposed to come out and say, we will not take this, we will fight for it. They are saying, I read some comments on Ireland, I nearly cried. And on Facebook, Ojukwu was a person. Even though Ojukwu died, Biafra struggle remained. If you arrest Nnamdi Kanu, now only one person you arrest. The movement continues. Now like that on our wicked rich. Because I don't understand. When we are all supposed to come together and say self-determination is a right. You are saying if you catch Nnamdi Kanu, now you catch. It doesn't stop the movement. Yeah. On our wicked, on our push the guy so they catch him. On our can't stay now only him they catch. It doesn't stop the movement. Really? You are wicked. You are wicked. Nigerians, you are not what Biafrans or to do and so all of now. You are not worth fighting for. You are not worth it. Whatever name on a corner, you are not worth it. You can't disown now. Say now the Kanu the catch. It does not affect the movement. I'm coming down there. I'm sorry. Did they pay me? No, now. That is the way it is. If they catch Sunday Igboho tomorrow, they pick him like this. They pick him like this. They go look for a new face to replace them sharply. Talk say that one. And Igboho they catch. It does not stop Yoruba movement. You guys are wicked. You are wicked. You are not worth fighting for. Fact. I'm sorry, dear. Let me calm down. Let me go. Because if I continue, I go blast all of her on her head. Zen, loko, on a me. Make her they go, I beg. Larry Safari take over because I dey vex.